Hey everybody, David here, and today I want to talk about my worst to favorite superhero movies of the year. That's right, I realized today that Joker was actually the last comic book superhero based movie. I know it's not about a superhero, but I think it's still classified under that category because Joker is heavily associated with Batman, so it just makes sense that it's under the superhero genre. Uh, so I don't think we're going to create a supervillain genre just because of one movie, right? So with that being said, I am going to say that there is one superhero movie that came out this year that I do not have on my list, and it's probably because I'll probably never watch it. It's a horror film. It's called Brightburn. I was planning on seeing this movie this year. Then I heard it was really scary, and I also heard mixed results about the movie. So I said, you know what? Maybe I'll just skip this one. So with that being said, I have 8 other movies here that are worth talking about. So these are the movies from worst to best, and here's my list. So here we go. At number 8, I have Hellboy. That's right, starring David Harbour in the title role. David Harbour is from Stranger Things. And look, this was not just the worst superhero movie of the year. This was probably my least favorite movie of the year, period. It was a really bad movie. And normally I try to avoid those when going to the movie theaters. But unfortunately, I went to go see this one. I did get to see it for free because my brother had some scene points and was able to get the tickets for free. So nobody had to pay for it, thankfully. But still, it sucked. And because I was bored throughout the entire movie trying to stay awake, and I got through it. But if you ask me what was the movie about by this point, I barely remember anything. Very small snippets of the movie, but I don't even remember what the plot was about. What were they trying to look for? I just wanted to forget about it. And look, I love the Guillermo del Toro, Ron Perlman Hellboy films. Those are my Hellboy films. I don't need this one. Moving on to number 7, I have Dark Phoenix. Not the worst movie this year, but and not the worst X-Men movie either. But yeah, it wasn't the best way for the X-Men to go out, especially since this is going to be the second last X-Men movie before Fox or Disney reboots them. Because we still have New Mutants coming out next year, right? Hopefully that one turns out to be a lot better. But this is like kind of the last official X-Men film because I don't even think a lot of people are looking at New Mutants as an X-Men film. So we'll see how that one turns out. But yeah, unfortunately, this one. Look, if you haven't seen this movie yet, I would recommend it. If you're a huge X-Men fan, of course I would recommend it. I don't think it's a terrible movie, but it's not a great movie either. And sometimes I don't think you always need to have a great movie. You just need to have a good movie. And if you're good, then sure, check it out. I would say, though, if you do not decide to check it out, you're not missing much. I don't feel. But yeah, it's not a terrible movie, so get that for what you will. Moving on to number 6, I have Glass. That's right, this was the movie directed by M. Night Shyamalan. It was to complete the trilogy of Unbreakable and Split, which were 2 fantastic films that M. Night Shyamalan had directed before, specifically Split, which came out 2 years ago. So to have Glass come in and bring those 2 movies together in this third film, kind of completing that trilogy, it was kind of a disappointment. But at the same time, I thought the first hour of that film seemed to be very promising. It's just where the film ended up felt a little underwhelming. So unfortunately, that's why it's at number 6 on the list. But still, not a terrible movie. Just like Dark Phoenix, it's not terrible. Just I was hoping for a lot more, and it just delivered an okay film. So there you go. Moving on to number 5, I have Captain Marvel. I really enjoyed this film a lot. I even enjoyed it a lot more when I rewatched it on Blu-ray. Yeah, this is a really great film into the Marvel Cinematic Universe that obviously led into Endgame. Yeah, Captain Marvel. What can I say about it? It's the first female superhero solo film from Marvel. I'll say this though, I really do enjoy Wonder Woman a lot more. Not to make this a DC Marvel comparison, I just felt if you're gonna do that comparison, I felt DC did it a little bit better with Wonder Woman. But look, Captain Marvel is a really good start, and I think a sequel can deliver better because I think Marvel will learn the lessons they have in this film, see what worked, what didn't, and they'll improve upon a sequel. I'm hoping that Captain Marvel 2 can be the Winter Soldier of Captain Marvel. We'll see. Moving on to my fourth favorite film, a superhero film this year, Shazam. This was such a delight. I cannot express how much I really enjoyed Shazam, or maybe I have because I did a review of it. Yeah, Zachary Levi was fantastic in this movie. I thought he was really funny. I thought the kids and the family aspect, like even the mom and dad, the foster mom and dad, were really great in this film. The whole family dynamic was great. Yeah, I really, this movie put a smile on my face the entire time, had me laughing at really great moments. I was actually surprised that, I'm not going to name drop anybody, but someone told me that they thought the film was a little mediocre, and I was like, really? I was kind of hurt to hear that because I thought this film was such a heartwarming film that I could not find a way to hate it. And look, everybody has their opinions, so that's fine. But yeah, for me, definitely one of my favorite movies this year. Of course, I haven't finished watching a lot of other movies, but I can safely say it's going to make my top 10 for sure of this year. And I've seen about almost 30 something movies this year, so we'll see how the rest of the year turns out. Hopefully, nothing knocks it off the top 10. Moving on to my third favorite superhero movie of the year. Spider-Man Far From Home. That's right. I really love Spider-Man Far From Home. This is a great sequel to Spider-Man Homecoming, and a great film that takes place right after Endgame. I was actually kind of nervous about the movie because I was like, what if this is not going to live up to what the previous MCU film just left us, and it really delivered. And there are some really great moments. One moment did make me tear up, I'm gonna admit it. In the plane sequence, there's a part where Peter and Happy are talking in the plane, and you probably know what scene I'm talking about if you've seen the movie. And it's a really heartwarming film, and it did get me to tear up a little bit, I'm going to admit it. And I love the way Mysterio was portrayed. I thought he was a great villain. Jake Gyllenhaal did a terrific job bringing this character to life. So, yeah, and a lot of great surprises. Probably two of the best end credit scenes in any MCU film, so there you go on that. Moving on to number two, I have a movie that I just seen recently, The Joker, or just Joker. Joker starring Joaquin Phoenix in a chilling performance. Man, I gotta say, this movie, it lived up to the hype. And this is coming from someone who, when I first heard about a Joker movie, I was like, why do we need a Joker movie? We don't need this. Just give me a Batman movie with Joker in it. And I still stand by that statement. I still don't think we really needed the Joker movie. I would have rather had a Batman movie with Joker in it. But look, since we got it now, I'm going to admit it. I'm glad we got it because it is a really chilling film. Some people would even say disturbing, and I can understand that a little bit. I don't think it's as disturbing as people made it out to be. It's just the idea of people out there maybe getting a bad idea from the film. But I don't. I like to believe that people are better than that and will make wise choices in life and look at this movie as an understanding on how we should treat each other as human beings and just be good to everybody. That's all I say. And hopefully nobody will get triggered from the movie like some people think others will. So look, but Joker as a movie, I think it's a really well made film, and accomplishes something that I didn't think a superhero movie could be. And I'd be interested in more movies like this, and hopefully not just about the villain, but like heroes as well. You know, I think there are heroes, DC heroes, or even Marvel heroes, if Marvel wants to get on this action, that you can take in a more realistic, grounded tone that just doesn't have to be about the hero in a costume fighting crime. You know, you can put them in a more realistic setting and a more realistic story, and I'd probably be interested in checking that out. I have an idea right now, but I'm not going to spill the beans because I don't want anybody stealing my ideas. But maybe I'll write down something, a script or something, and pitch it to WB. We'll see what happens. With that being said, my number one movie of superhero movie of this year is Avengers Endgame. Shock. Maybe for some people it might be a shock because Joker was at number two, and some people I could see picking Joker over Endgame. Others I can see picking Endgame over Joker, because they're two totally different films. Something that's similar in my case is X-Men Days of Future Past and Logan. I think those are my two favorite X-Men films, and I pick Days of Future Past over Logan, but I can understand if people pick Logan over Days of Future Past because both of them are really good in very different ways. And maybe similar to Days of Future Past, Endgame involves time travel. And when time travel is done right, I really love it. Now, of course, there are some issues with the time travel aspect in Endgame. But it does a really fun job with it, and I really do love the story that Endgame presents, and a lot of great character moments. You know, for Martin Scorsese to say that, oh, superhero movies, they don't have that human element in there, I'm like, Endgame has a lot of great human element moments for me that I really loved in seeing those characters interact, having their moments, like when Tony meets, spoiler alert, when Tony meets his father back in the 1970s, or when Captain America sees the love of his life again and realizes he wants to be with her again. I mean, those are some great moments throughout this entire movie. And those are just the tip of the iceberg on some great moments with characters. So I could go on and on with this movie, but I did a whole review on it, which you guys should go and check out. So I did a whole review on all of these films, so go and check them out if you want. With that being said, that's my list of my favorite movies of this year. For a little recap, at number 8 I have Hellboy, at number 7 I have Dark Phoenix, at number 6 I have Glass, at number 5 I have Captain Marvel, 4 Shazam, number 3, I have SpiderMan Far From Home. Number 2, Joker. And finally, Avengers Endgame. That's my list of my superhero movies of 2019. I'm looking forward to the movies of 2020. It's going to be a great year, hopefully. I know this year isn't over yet, which is why this is not my list for my top 10 favorite movies of 2019. It's just my favorite worst to best superhero movies of 2019. So we still have a couple more movies to go before I complete my 2019 list. But this might give you an idea of what might make the final cut. So, with that being said, I hope you guys like this video. Please rank down the superhero movies below from worst to best or best to worst, whatever, of the superhero movies you guys enjoy this year. Maybe you haven't seen all of them. If you have seen all of them, rank them. I love seeing people's lists on how they would rank the films, because everybody's lists are probably going to be different. Not everybody loves the MCU, I know that. So put down your list from worst to best or best to worst in the comment section below. And like this video, please subscribe to my channel. And until next time, take care.